computer. I think I did that right. All right, awesome. So the first day of the month. So we're going into our second month of our emerald / diamond push, and it's like you said, Sada, it's crazy that it's gone by this fast. 4 weeks, honestly, really did fly by. It flashed before our own eyes. But that means that we have a new month, a new day, a new opportunity to start over. I always look at the first of the month as an opportunity to improve whatever I did the last month or just get better. And I do a lot of reflection. I do a lot of, looking back and seeing what worked, what didn't work, and then just moving forward. I don't get stuck on the past. I don't get stuck on what didn't work, and I just focus on what can work for me the following month. So there is hope for you guys. There's hope for all of us as we go into this new month. And, we had qualifications. Actually, that's what I was going to open up for you guys. So let me see if I can find that. I had asked. So it was on July 29th. Is that when you put it up?
I think so. Yeah. Did you find the graphic that I had in there?
No, I don't know what it was titled under.
I think it was just a photo that I had uploaded.
Oh, so it should be on the pictures then.
Yeah, if you go under photos, it's the very first photo in there.
July qualifications. There we go. Yep. Okay. So let me share the screen real quick just so you guys can see it again, and then we're going to talk about it real quick. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. All right. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So the July qualifications.
I see your phone screen.
You see my front screen?
Or your Zoom meeting screen. Like the one that says...
Oh, you don't see the Facebook page?
No.
Let me see. Oh, maybe. Oh, gotcha. Sharing is paused. Bring your shared window to the front. Can you see it now?
No. Which window did you share?
I have like so many windows open. Hold up. Let me see. If I close this, will it affect it? Here we go. Let me try again. Oh, there we go. That's what it was.
There we go.
Oh, no, that's not it. All right. So here was the qualifications for July. So it was hitting Emerald by July 31st, hit Success Club 5. And then we put some other things on here to help you be able to build that momentum. And so inviting 1 time per week to the business opportunity, inviting twice a week to the challenge group, Insta stories 5 times per day, and share something about Beachbody related daily. So we wanted to share with you guys what we're doing this month. Did you want to sit all that piece?
So, sure. So this month, like Natalie said, it's an opportunity for us to all recalibrate, right? So it's the first of the month. To me, what that means is that it's a level playing field once again. It means that everyone is starting from zero. Okay? 0 Success Club points, 0 team volume, 0 PV. Like everyone is at 0, blank slate on the first of the month. So this is a total mindset thing, guys. This is 100%. Melanie Mitro is at 0 right now.
I don't know if they know who Melanie Mitro is yet, but
okay. So Melanie Mitro is the top coach of Beachbody for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. She is at 0 right now. Okay. Everyone in the network is at 0 right now. So you can put yourself in the shoes of the top coach of Beachbody right now in this moment. And you can think to yourself, what would a top coach do? at 0, what does a top coach do? Because we all have the opportunity to follow or to lead. It's your choice. So are you going to set the momentum, to set the pace, or are you just going to follow what the top coach of Beachbody is doing? That's the question on the first day of the month, every month. Are you going to be the one that sets a crazy goal that other people are inspired by? Or are you going to be the person that says, well, maybe I'll meet something that you do, right? So what I want to do is wipe the slate clean. What we want to do is wipe the slate clean. And we want to say, this is a fresh month. And once again, we all have the opportunity to hit Emerald, to hit Diamond, to hit Success Club 5 or 10 or 20 or 100 or whatever it's going to be for you. Okay. Right now is the chance for you to say, what is my strategy for the month? Okay. So what I have going is, so do you guys remember how I did a 32 in July? Maybe you guys don't remember. Maybe you do. I didn't finish filling it out because this is a moment of honesty for you guys. I didn't hit the 32. I didn't get near the 32. I didn't even get close. I got to 10 because I didn't finish filling out this little sheet of paper that has only 9 filled out because for some reason in my head, I thought that the 10th one didn't feel important enough to put on my list. What's wrong with me? That 10th person is important, isn't it? Aren't they? Mm-hmm. So what's in my head that's stopping me, right? So I'm going to do another 32. I'm going to do a 32 in August. And I'm going to do 32 every single month moving forward and in my 32nd year on this earth until I hit 32. Because that's going to be something that pushes me every single month. It's going to be something that holds me accountable every single month. And this list at the beginning of every single month is going to have 0 names on it. So am I going to beat where I was last month? Or am I going to sulk in the fact that I didn't hit my 32? You know, and that's a question for everyone to ask themselves. What makes me a leader is not the fact that I have a team of people who I've recruited. What makes me a leader is the fact that I make a decision every single month to keep going no matter what. And you have the opportunity to do the same thing. So this month, same qualifications, okay? Success Club 5. Emerald by the 30th. We want you posting daily still. We want you thinking about Beachbody daily still, but think about the way that it fits into your life. You are not just a Beachbody coach. So how does it fit into your life? What does Beachbody do for you? This last month, I went to Acadia. I was on vacation for a few days with my husband. So I was at Acadia National Park and we went hiking. And we summited twice. We did two days of hiking and we summited both days. And for me, like I shared, and it was just a small snippet, but to me it was something so important because it was like, without Beachbody, without this opportunity, without having said yes 3.5 years ago, I don't think I would have been able to summit twice. I don't think I would have been able to summit once. I don't think I would have even started up a path of a hike on a mountain and said, let's do this thing. And it was fun. And I got to see some of the most beautiful, like picturesque views because I committed to a health and fitness program and a shake 3.5 years ago. Like to me, that's the power of Beachbody, and that's how I'm not just a coach, I'm an everyday person and a woman who wants to be able to travel the world that way and see beautiful parts of the world. Right? Is that you? Are you that type of person who wants something more for their life and you found that Beachbody can help you achieve those things in your life? That's the story. That's the thing that makes you relatable. That's the thing that people are attracted to. And attraction marketing is huge. So what do I put out there? I don't say I did the 21-day fix, and this is what helped me to climb Acadia, right? I said, I found a community, and this community pushed me for 3.5 years. It helped me to get fit. It helped me to do all these things. And that is what made this a reality for me. That's what's made it possible for me to take vacation time for 3 days in the middle of the week and come to a mountain and climb it. Right? So those are the types of things I want you to think about maybe when you're posting, just a way to get a little bit more creative, a way to make it a little bit less like every other coach out there, right? Because we are all individuals. And that's a way for us to meet those goals this month. Help us to meet those goals this month. Okay, so that's where we are.
Thank you, Sarah. So what does that mean, guys? That you guys are given another opportunity, or officially announcing this tonight, given another opportunity to qualify for the Emerald Diamond Retreat in January, February 2019. So you have another clean slate. You have an opportunity to do this. If you hit Emerald, I know that my girl Kim is going to be hitting Emerald tomorrow morning. So congratulations to Kim. She worked her butt off. I know she did, and she put a lot of effort into that. So that's amazing. So what are you going to do? You're going to repeat that again, right? So put yourself in the same situation, like you're qualifying again to hit Emerald. So what does that mean? Helping 2 people. But to hit Success of 5, you need at least to help 3. So even with just trying to hit Success Club, you should at least hit Emerald again, because you're trying to help at least 3 people. So start with that, that desire to start over. And every month, that's what you're doing. That's kind of like where I'm at right now, is like me, myself, wherever I'm at right now, I'm acting as if I'm qualifying for Diamond every single month. And so that's my goal to hit. And my goal is to, like I mentioned before, a couple weeks ago, Diamond, all that is you plus 12 equals Diamond. And so for me, it's like every month I'm like, all right, 12 is what my goal is. And kind of like Sada, I'm going to keep shooting for that. Whether I hit it or not, I always, I forgot his name, but there was one of these guys who coaches, but he's not in Beachbody coach, but he coaches. And he said that, you should actually, and people have said, like, have talked about not aiming too high. Like if you set what do they call the SMART goals, that they're attainable goals. And he's like scratch that crap, because if and I know some people don't believe in this, but he's like, you need to like have push goals. He's a push coach, and he said you have to have like the big scary goals that you like, there's no freaking way I can achieve that. But what happens is that even if you don't achieve it, you're like way more advanced than what you would have done if you would have just gone for the bare minimum. So Josh Coates, yes, Josh Coates. I did his trainings last year, and he's another person that I really attribute my abilities to push harder because of him and his groups. So that's huge. But tonight, guys, I wanted to focus on something, because I see this as even like within myself and within us as coaches who've been here around for a while, or even for new coaches, this overarching theme. And I don't know if any of you guys got an opportunity. I know that me, I think Sada and Linda, we all did the book club with Liz a couple months ago. On the book called Get Over Your Damn Self. And I love this book because it's like legit the blueprint. It says it's the blueprint. It's the blueprint of what we need in order to build our business the way we need to build it in our job, right, as network marketers. But we started in that book club with the last chapter, which is fear. Right. And I want to talk a little bit about that right now, because I think that we really need to nip fear in the butt, especially the first day of the month, because this is one of the reasons why I think we don't take greater action, why we don't show up for ourselves, why we don't invite more, why we don't post certain things, because of fear. We're fearful. And in this chapter, she lists a whole bunch of fears. Literally every fear that she mentioned, I've heard before. I've had certain fears of that. And I'm not going to go over, really what those fears are. But I am going to have you guys do a quick little activity right now. Actually, let's do it right now. And if you have a piece of paper and a pen, I want us to take like a minute or two to write down our actual fears that we have with the business. Okay.
Oh, I hate you for making us do this.
Huh?
I said, I hate you for making us do this.
Yeah, sorry. We have to do it, because if we don't do it, then we'll never nip it in the butt. So let's.
I love you too, but still.
All right. So take a minute or two. I want you to write down what your fears are with being a coach. All right. Give you guys one more minute. Okay, guys. Finish up your last one that you just wrote down. And I don't know if Linda and Sadal have done this before, but you may have remembered doing this at one point or another. Now I want you guys to take that piece of paper off that notebook. I'm gonna take it off my stove. Okay, I got my little piece of paper, and now I want you to tear that piece of paper up. If we had a little firebomb, we would throw the pieces of fear in the firebomb and do dances around it, but we don't have that right now. I wanted to share with you guys a piece. As you guys are doing that right now, I want you to realize that we all have fears. And as human beings, we will always innately have fears. Those fears are built into us for a reason, to survive, right? they're created there for a reason, but some of them are irrational fears, right? Maybe some of those fears that you wrote down may be irrational, or maybe some of them look rational for some reason. But one of the things that that Rami, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she says about fear is that fear is emotionally based. It's not logically based. It's not intellectual. It's just emotional. And fear will always show up when you're actually trying to strive for something great. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, guys, like when you gone to school or you've gone to a really hard course, or maybe there's a position at your job that you were trying to apply for, or this business, right? It's something hard. And so fear starts to creep in just the same way, like back in the caveman days, when something hard comes up, we innately had fear because it was a survival for us. And so you already have those fears built in you because you think that you're going to die or that something terrible is going to happen. But I want to tell you guys that those fears that you wrote down on there, they're not real, and that you're not going to die. Nobody's going to attack you, and it's not the end of the world. Okay? I don't know what those fears are, and I don't want to focus on the fears. I want to focus on how to combat those fears, okay? And one of the reasons why we have fear is because we're fearful of the unknown. And with this business, we have so many unknowns. We don't know where we're going to end up. We don't know how much money we're going to make. We don't know how many, who's going to say yes. We don't know all these things. And so we're scared because we don't know what the outcome will be. We have people that we have seen that are people that are successful, and we've seen that they've achieved great things, but within ourselves, we feel like we can't achieve those things because they're special when we're not, right? So how do we conquer that fear? And I wanted to share with you guys a little piece of what she says here. It says, courage is routinely required to build our business. Since fear will always show up when we're embarking on the unknown and about to create something new and possibly fabulous and life-changing, fear and courage are not an either or a proposition. And it's not, it says, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man or woman is not the one who doesn't feel afraid, but who conquers that fear. So let me tell you guys something, that one of the goals that I want you guys to have this month is every single day, you want to conquer one fear. Because the more that you do it, the more that you face that fear. I don't know what it is, whether it's sharing the business, whether it's sharing an opportunity to change your health. I don't know what that is. But whatever fear you have, the more you do it, the less you become fearful of it. She says that it's not our job to argue with fear or fix it or escape it. It's our job to act in spite of it. That's it. That sentence alone should lift a burden off your shoulders right now, because it isn't your job to fight that fear. It's going to be there. But it's to show up regardless, to invite regardless, to post regardless, to invite others to the business opportunity, team people that you want in your team, right? I did this activity. It's called a courage checklist, and I want you guys to do that tonight. You're not gonna be able to do it like here on the call, but I'm gonna have you guys fill out these things on your own so that you can then start creating daily habits that will allow you to be more courageous. Okay. So this is a little activity you can do on a daily basis. Okay. And it says so choose 3 areas you're going to take more bold action in the next 60 days. So I want you guys to write 3 areas in your in your life that you're going to take more bold action in the next 60 days. You can say 30 days, but I have 60 days. So what are you going to do to be more bold in those 3 areas? And then I wanted to read this little piece on here as well, because I love this, what she says about fear and why it's actually a good thing. She says that in the book of the War of Art agrees that fear is actually a sign that we must do it. The more scared we are of a work or a calling, the more sure we can be that we have to do it. The more fear we feel about a specific enterprise, the more uncertain we can be that that enterprise is important to us and the growth of our soul. And so for me, that spoke to me, because I was like, every time I feel a fear of doing something, I know that that's almost like the enemy trying to keep me away from it. And so for me, it's a sign that I have to go for it even more. If you have no fear, then there's no growth. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, I want to grow on a daily basis. I want to be better than I was yesterday. I want to be in the next level that I was last month and last year. My goal is to constantly be growing. And I think Brendon Bouchard was the one that said that constant growth is where you find true joy. So if you're struggling finding joy and peace and happiness in your life, you have to look within yourself and ask yourself, are you growing every day? Are you doing things that are challenging yourself? Because if you're not, then that's where you need to focus on. And this is why I love this business, is because it challenges me every single day. It challenges me. It pushes me to do things I'm not normally going to do on another job, where I need to just punch in and punch out and do my daily job, my documentation, my pill pushing. Those things are easy. They didn't challenge me. But this challenged me in every single way. And for some reason, I don't know if I'm a sucker for challenges or sucker for pain, I guess you can call it, but it drew me, because I was like, wow, this is challenging, but I love it because it feels good when I conquer it. I don't know. And so I want you guys to challenge yourself. Every single day, choose one thing you want to challenge. You want to push that fear aside. And so if it is inviting to the business, then do that tomorrow. Create a post where you're inviting people. You're talking about the business specifically, not just about challenge groups and fitness, but on the opportunity of making money and talking about money and talking about financial freedom, those things that you're scared to share. The same thing with fitness. You know, if there's something about the fitness area, tends to be easy to invite to, but whatever it is that specifically you're fearful of, I want you to do that every single day. That is the only way I've been able to, like, I didn't have much to write down of fear-wise in the business. I think the only thing I really had fearful-wise was how am I going to balance this business and my family life as it gets bigger? That's my fear, because I know it's going to get big. And so I want to make sure I have balance, right? My fear isn't anymore, oh, people are going to say no to me. I don't care if people say no to me, because I made a goal last year to get as many no's as possible, to get over the freaking fear of getting no's. And guess what? I got thousands of no's. Thousands, because I tracked them on TeamZ. And you can see how many people I talked to. And it was like, I think about like 3,000 or 4,000 people. Out of those 3,000 or 4,000 people, majority of those, like 89% of those were no's. So if you don't keep on asking, you're never going to get over the fear of no's. But what's wonderful out of that is that I've gotten many yeses out of that, because I've learned what works and what doesn't. So the more you conquer that fear, the better this is going to get. the great stuff, the fun stuff is right over that fear. And that's where I get to have fun now, because now I don't care if people say no. Now I'm just like, oh, well, next person, who's ready now? And they're coming, and they're coming. You just have to let go of that fear. I don't know if you guys wanted to add something to that, but.
So I'll just add really quickly. Another way of looking at it too is one of the first books that I ever read as a coach was called Eat That Frog. And every day, I mean, my to-do list every day doesn't really change all that much. How I do it can change, right? Like the creative aspect of it is like, how do I execute? But the fact that I have to execute does not change. So each day I would wake up, and in the past it would be like I would do the really easy things first. And the really easy things in my day were just like posting to Facebook, making pretty images, right? Like just reading my personal development, maybe doing my workout or having a shake. But nowhere in there was there inviting. Nowhere in there was there planning out my challenge groups and actually running them, right? Nowhere in there was there like putting together a team training and and making sure that I had coaches that would want to join those trainings, right? So I reprioritized what it was that I had to do every day, because eventually the workouts, the shakes, the doing personal development, those things like they feel like the things that you have to do in your day for your sanity. And so they just get done because they just do. But the inviting, like that's the thing that has to come first. Right. And the second I started putting that thing first, I was eating that frog. The frog is the thing that's like the ugly thing staring at you in your face all day long that you just don't want to do. Right. But you got to do it, and you got to conquer it, and you got to conquer it first. And if you do conquer it first, everything else in your day is so much easier and so much less stressful, like so much more enjoyable. You actually find the joy in the business because you've done the things that are hard for you to do. And those hard things end up becoming easy for you to do. Right? So where it started with like fitness was hard for me to do because I didn't want to do fitness, right? But I knew I needed it. It turned into, well, you know, the opposite thing. So you reevaluate those things along the way too. Like my frog has changed sometimes, right? Sometimes the frog is making sure that your meals are prepped because like sometimes it's just easy to do takeout, right? But like evaluate those things for your life and for your business, and what is going to be the thing that really moves the needle forward for you and your specific goal, and focus on that. That's just another way to look at it, I think.
Yep. Yeah, Eat That Frog. I did that book too. It's a good way to conquer your fear first. Do the most fearful thing first, and then you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good. Yeah. So let's take a couple minutes and let's do our little sharing of what has gone well and what hasn't, and what you're planning to do in the next week. So who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
So in the last week, the thing that went well is that I did not fall totally off track with my inviting and with continuing conversations, even though I was on a vacation. It fell short because I didn't hit my goal for the month. My minimum goal was Success Club 10, and I didn't hit that. I was at 8. But I pushed through all the way until midnight last night. I kept having conversations. Things weren't clicking. And I guess that happens sometimes. So moving forward, I have a challenge group that's set up to start on Monday. I still don't have anyone for the challenge group, so let's see how that one goes. But I do have at least one coach who is excited to be working the business with me, who was left over from last month. And so I'm just excited to be pushing forward with her. And I'm going to continue looking to recruit, because that's the nature of the business, right? People come, people go. And that's a lesson, I think, for all of us, is that no matter where you are in this business, people will come and people will go. And even like Liz has even taught us, right? Like, you hit superstar diamond, you hit 15-star diamond, that means you have 15 diamonds on your team minimum. Okay. And even with that, sometimes you'll lose that rank. And oftentimes you'll lose that rank. And diamonds, like people who hit diamond will leave this business because they just, for whatever reason, right? So you always have to be renovating. That's what we're calling it, right? We renovate our team, we renovate our business, and we're constantly bringing in new people, fresh people, new blood, and finding new and exciting and invigorating ways to keep our teams engaged. So that's what I'm reminding myself of, is even though sometimes I believe in people more than they believe in themselves, and it hurts because I believe in them so much and they don't see their own potential. I've just got to keep going, because it's my potential too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sarah. Kim, you want to go? See you next on the screen here.
Sure. So something that went well this week, I hit Emerald, and I have 2 challengers for my challenge group that started Monday. And what hasn't gone well, really like starting conversations with people. I've tried to join different groups. It's kind of like hard just to figure out. Like one group is like a thyroid group, thyroid cancer support. And so, all these people, talk about like thyroid specific, medical issues, and it's like, I'm like lost for words. It's like, what do I talk to these people about? Like my issue, and how does it, go into like health and fitness?
So can I really quickly interject, because so I have hypothyroidism, so I have thyroid issues, and I often find that the easiest thing to lead into these conversations actually is thyroid issues, because I struggled with them for so long and I found a way to not struggle with them anymore. And that's basically how you frame it, is you say, look, I know what it is to be in your shoes. I've been there too. I've had these issues too. Like these are the things that I struggled with personally. Give them a little bit of your story and then say, but look, I found this thing that has helped me, and here's how it's helped me. Do you see something that could be helpful for you in this too?
Mm-hmm. And also in those groups, when they're like groups on Facebook, like runners, like I've done like runners club or things like that. I don't post about my fitness, like specifically to Beachbody. I just get to know people. Like it's like if I'm standing in a room of people that I don't know, and we kind of just start getting to know each other. Like, hey, are you a mom? Oh, you have kids? Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. And we just start talking, and I just start connecting. Or I'll comment on people's posts, or, if something I can relate to something that somebody posts, but I don't talk about Beachbody. I don't talk about what I do in those groups specifically. I just connect with people. That's all I do. So, that alleviates a little bit of that stress of like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to them about this right now. You don't want to do that, because then it'll push them away. You just want to connect with people in those groups. That's all it is. And just find ways, how do you guys relate, pretty much. That's all you're doing in those groups, is relating to people, having fun. And then like the more you connect with people, you'll start seeing people that constantly comment or respond to you. And then you can kind of like over some time be like, oh, can I add you as a friend? Add them as a friend, then you continue connecting with them, and then naturally that'll get into that conversation. But yeah, those people you always want to, in those groups, you want to just be yourself, talk like if you were in any other like social event type of thing, you know. It's crazy that this is the way we're socializing now, you know. This is 2018. This is how you socialize. Like, it's not even going to like public events as much as before, but yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. It's not that complicated, really. It's just really connecting with people.
All right, and then my plan is, you know, to work, you know, on those conversations. That's my plan for the week.
Awesome. Linda, I see you next. I can't hear you. There you go.
I couldn't find the mute button. Do you believe this? Okay, what the success for the week? Thank you, honey. Was definitely my spa day with my coaches. An amazing day with 5, and I have another one with one other because she wasn't able to make it, which was really, you know, who was it? Did you say it? Somebody, maybe Sada, you said it earlier. You know, it's ourselves. We bring ourselves, and no matter what it is we do, it's us. And at the spa, we didn't have to say anything about anything. Everybody was asking us why we were there, what we were doing. Of course, it helped that we had Joy in the Journey cookies made and all kinds of stuff. And I had flip-flops that said Joy in the Journey. And they were like, what are you all doing? And what's this, you know, business? And so it really was an opportunity just to chat with people with them asking the questions as opposed to us, you know, talking to them. So that was definitely, and we'll see what the fruit of that might be. I don't know yet, but we certainly made some new friends at the spa, and so that was definitely a win. You know, with regards to much else, total transparency. Not moving the needle whatsoever, although I'm actually doing it right now. I'm getting ready to send out an email to about 600 people. And I'm sorting through that list. And I find myself that fear that I ripped up and threw in the trash is as I'm going through this, because really I should just select all and send it. But some people are on the list twice. And I've got, you know, and I do know some people who are like, they've made it clear they want nothing to do with anything. So I want to make sure that I'm not, you know, I don't want to offend people. But I think we put together a pretty decent newsletter. It has all of the stuff on it. It also has the Heart's Rosary as part of it. So it's got a little bit of different stuff. And we're making a commitment to do it every month, to go in, to get it done, and to just get it out there. And I'm sure we'll get a whole shopping list of unsubscribers by the time tomorrow comes. But you know what, it is what it is. But as far as, you know, individually inviting, I have not done it this weekend, and I haven't done it this week. I've worked, I think, 17-hour days about. I'm exhausted right now. I almost sent you a message and said I cannot be on this call because I'm wiped, and I have a board meeting tomorrow night that I have to prepare a budget for tonight. So I'm just I'm all over the place, but I'm here, and you know, sometimes you just have to adjust. You drop 10, you head back, give it a good punt, and see what happens.
So what's your solution going to be for this week?
Sleep.
Sleep?
My solution right now, the only thing I'm focused on, quite honestly, is I need to catch up. I need to get rest. I'm of no use to myself or anybody else when I'm at that place where right now I want to bite off a head, chew it up, spit it out, and then go after the neck and the rest of the body, because that's where I am right now. And I know when I get to that point, what I need to do is accomplish the things that are in front of me, focus on getting that out of the way, get good rest, take care of myself, and then I come back swinging. And that's where I'm at right now. Because otherwise, the old me would say, F this, I'm done, not dealing with it anymore. I don't need this additional stress in my life, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. That's not the old me. The me of today recognizes when I need to take a minute for me and then move on. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
That's good. You know yourself, so that's important, especially to not burn yourself out, because that's not what this is about.
Yeah, because I'm already there.
Yeah.
I'm already there, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Not happening anymore. I ate Wendy's last night, okay? Let's just go there. Let's just go there. Like, we don't do fast food. We do not do fast food. And I had Wendy's last night. So, yeah, let's not even go there.
Yeah.
My stomach is still trying to recover from that crap. So, enough said. I'm done.
Well, you are still doing amazing, Linda, and I know how hard you work. And the fact, like you said, you're here, and that's huge. You know, you could have said, forget this, I'm not showing up, and you're showing up anyway. So that's huge. And that's a win. You know what I mean? You have to focus on the small wins. And so that's definitely a win.
True. And I just want to say congratulations, Kim. Yay! Happy for you.
Thank you. Finally.
That's awesome.
All right, Megan, I see ya.
My phone's being really slow, so it took like forever for the unmute to come off. I have no wins for this week. It was a really hard week for me. And that, you know why. Fell short in basically everything. Like I said, really bad week. And this week, what I'm going to work on is getting out of this funk and getting back on track, because I'm halfway to Emerald. So I want to reach that, but I want to make more genuine connections with people. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but I want to make my conversations more genuine and not be striving for the Emerald, but to be striving to help people. So I guess maybe I can call this a win, but I've been reaching out to my one coach, and she's doing really well. And she's really putting her all in, and we've been talking like every other day. And so she's doing really well with it. The program and everything, still not ready to like start jumping into coaching, but she's reaching some of her goals of getting healthier. So
now, I know we had talked about this a little bit offline, but what's your plan for? I'm always a person like to be specific, right? Because if you have a plan, it allows you to feel more organized and feel like you have control in your life, right? And I think when we get in a funk, we feel like we lost control. So what can you do specifically? And I know we talked about this already a little bit through Messenger, but one thing you can focus on this week to feel like you have control and feel like you're doing something for yourself.
So I had the kids yesterday, today, and then I work tomorrow a 12-hour shift. So that's it. These days have been pretty much a wash. Although after we talked yesterday, I kind of wanted to sit down and while the kids were napping and really look at like my purpose and really looking into putting out I jotted down notes for putting out a post about why this community means so much to me and what we had talked about. And the kids just didn't want to nap today. Why would they, right? So I'm on this weekend. So I have Friday and Monday off, and they go to daycare on Friday and Monday. So I'm really going to sit down and plan out all of that stuff and write my mission statement, write out why you guys mean so much to me, you guys in general, and then this community has helped me so much and why I keep coming back. Like, I legit this week wanted to quit. Like, I wanted to say, all right, I've got my one coach, I'll stick with her and just go back to being a discount hobby coach. Like, that's where I was this week. And I don't want to do that. I know that there are so many more people out there that I can help. And I want to sit down and focus on that on Friday.
That's awesome. And yeah, I was inspired when I asked you, like, why come back? You know? And I think that statement is super powerful, because if you stick to that one thing, right? If you were to like throw that up on a little poster, and why do you keep coming back? And the fact that you said it's because of it bring that positivity into your life, and you need that. That should be like your like center of everything else that you're doing, right? Like, it comes off of that, right? And if you're focused on that every single day, then that's going to lead you where you need to go. That's where you're going to be able to figure out your posts, how you're going to focus on your conversations, and all those other pieces. It's going to be more real to you versus trying to fit into somebody else's box, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that was perfect. And so, like you said, right, I wrote down here, you're going to work on your purpose statement or your mission statement, and then focusing on that purpose, you know, that you mentioned. So that's awesome. For me, so something good that went well this week, I obviously was on vacation. So again, the same thing with it. I didn't have as many conversations. I had minimal internet where I was. But before I went on vacation, I sent out my 100+ messages. And then as soon as I came back home, I followed up. I got someone to sign up today, and I was trying to help her to do it last night. She didn't, but that's out of my control. So she signed up today, and so that's exciting for me. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm helping more people, because the more people I'm helping, the more lives are being changed. For me, the thing that didn't serve me this week, that didn't go so well, again, because I was on vacation and I didn't have the signal. I know, like, if I don't work the business just for like a couple days, I see the effects. And it like immediately slows things down. And it's taught me every year when this happens, whether it's military leave, vacations, not that I don't want to have my vacation unplugged, and I believe in being unplugged. But I also know that even the little bit that I can do each day, this is why I go back to, if you have no time, absolutely no time to do anything, to do just the basics, which is the inviting and conversations, that you will continue your momentum. But when you don't do that, it like sets you back a week, a month, a couple months. And every time I leave for military leave, that's just what happens. And so this week was another testament of that. Again, it set me back a little bit, but not that much. And again, my family comes first. And so for me, I don't feel guilty about that. But that for me it just showed me again that I just have to be vigilant on the time that I do spend on the business, making sure that I'm consistent every week. So even if it's 2-3 days a week, I'm still consistent those 3 days a week. So something to consider for Linda and Megan, if you can, if your whole week is fully loaded, rather than focusing on we focus on like working out 7 days a week, but that's not feasible for everybody, right? To work out 7 days a week. If you can work out 3 days, then that's even better, right? It's better than nothing. So thinking outside the box, like, okay, maybe I can only work the business 3 days this week. What days can that be? And can I be super, super focused during those 3 days? And then the rest of the week, you just focus on your job that you need to do. So that's something to also consider, and that'll at least allow you to not lose so much momentum, because that's another thing that can be frustrating, right? Because you can't work for a week and then you lose the momentum you had for 2 to 3 weeks. And I think that's one of the things that is hard in this business is when you lose momentum and then you get frustrated and then you're not, your conversations are not being genuine, and then you're trying to rush it and you're trying to just do points, and it's not fun. So that's definitely something I would consider. And that's something I would say for me is always making sure I just do the basics if I have absolutely no time. And that's what I did on Monday when I got home, because the baby literally did not want to leave my side. So the second he took a nap, which was like maybe 2 hours, that's all I could work that whole day. And I was home all day, but I couldn't work because my baby was on top of me. So that's going to be my goal for the next week, is just no matter how crazy my days are, just to do the basics again, because it continues the compound effect. All right, guys. So I don't know if there's anything else you guys have left to share, ask for the next week. But like we said, we're doing qualifications again. This is going to be the last month to qualify. So, just again, break through those barriers, break through those fears. I know you guys can achieve it. Remember, Success Club 5, Emeralds, and then just doing those. I will post that picture again for August that Sada posted. Sharing the business opportunity once a week, sharing, inviting to challenge groups twice a week in your posts, and so on. So those things will just help you to start continuing that momentum as well.
So one other thing that I'm going to ask everyone is if you guys are at all interested in planning out some time when we can get together, not necessarily for masterminding, but more for power hour time, like times when you guys are going to be sitting down and actually sending messages to people, and you want to hop on a Zoom together so that you can do it with one of the leaders around, and so that if you have questions during a conversation or whatever, so that we're here, I'm open to that. So if there's a time that you guys have scheduled on your calendar that you'll be doing that, if you want to post it in the group and ask if someone's around or available to hop on a Zoom with you, so that we can mastermind together, hold one another accountable, or so that you can see what our masterminds are like whatever it is, that's something that we can do. So if there's something that you feel you need, or like a question that you have, don't hesitate to put it in the group and to see if anyone else would be open to joining you, because I bet you they would. I was going to actually post in there like my power hours or my planned time, at least to do even if it's just 30 minutes or 20 minutes, so that you guys can join me if you want and see, what it is that I structure my time like. We did it with Drop the Cookie for the last month, and I know that it was a little out of balance and in whack, but the recordings are available. And I don't know if you guys have listened to any of those recordings of those power hours with the top coaches. For me, some of them resonated with me and were more helpful to me than others. And I'm sure that everyone kind of feels that way just because personalities are different. But anyways, that's something to consider. So if that's something you guys want, just let me know, or let Natalie or Linda know, and we can do it. Or even if you guys just want to team up together and do it, go for it, mastermind together. You don't need us there for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I hope you guys have an amazing night and a great week. And I look forward to seeing what wins you guys will have in the next 7 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.